Welcome to another episode of Sleazy Sports. And today I'm joined by Sihle N and by our old friend who hasn't been logging in for the longest time, Mudise.
He forgot. He
Welcome
forgot.
back, Chief.
He forgot his camera password.
Yes, that's how you see. That's how long this man hasn't been logging in. But it's so good to have you back, Mudise.
I know.
So
Thank
good
you,
to have you
gentlemen.
back. And you choose to come back when City wins the treble. Timing is
That's why I'm here, and like for that,
yeah,
yeah,
yes.
to be happy and celebrate with our noisy neighbors.
Oh, bruh.
Are you celebrating? Oh, I didn't realize
I
what
mean,
we are celebrating. Actually, let's
yes,
let Motise open the floor. Your
yeah.
feelings, Motise, on Man City winning the treble. The last
Thank you.
time the treble was won in England was by Man United in 1999. Tell us your
The best
feelings.
team ever. The best team ever.
Yeah.
No, look, Chief. I mean, the noisy neighbors have won it. I think they've had a good run, and I just wanted them to. Honestly, the real reason I wanted them to win is because I want to see something appeal and Dio. That's the real reason I wanted them to win. And they've done it. So for me, it's a matter of yeah, great. It would have been great for from a Manchester perspective for it to go to Milan, but
Mhm.
I mean, I want to see what they're gonna do in Pelondio.
Yeah. And then when I
Tell
cheese,
us, tell us.
I mean, sorry, you sit there and sorry about
Um,
that.
I'm interested. I'm interested in the Ballon d'Or conversation.
Mm,
And we'll get to that. My feelings around City winning it. It wasn't. It wasn't a final that I expected. I don't know if that makes sense. Um, to a certain degree, I felt City were lucky, and I
Yeah.
know everyone is going to tell me, Guti, I always offer them, but I felt City were very lucky.
Now
yeah,
they were. They didn't dominate as they usually would, or as we expected them to. I mean, I thought they would. It would be a walk in the park for them. I thought,
100%.
but yeah, but Milan was tactically astute on the day. They came to the party. I Chief, they played well, Shim. I think I've never seen Haaland. There's few games where I've seen Haaland so quiet in a game, man. Where you have to adapt it differently. So yeah,
Because
very
I'm trying to
technical game.
remember.
That's
Hmm?
why I said that it's if you're not a football follower, it was probably a boring game for you.
Yeah,
But yeah,
100%.
because it was very, very technical. It was such a technical game that you had to always be watching. I mean, I heard just the comment when Stones came out, the commentator said he had a bad game. I thought Stones had a
Mm,
phenomenal
I
game,
I
man.
put
know.
that was my one
I'd
of the
put him.
match.
Yeah,
Ah,
I'll put him as a top three.
Yeah,
ah, Chief, I thought he had a phenomenal game because
yeah,
he was playing completely out of position. Marabayenzan.
dude.
Abashaya well.
Yeah, hey,
Ebekabashaya
bit.
shem.
Yeah, but
Ebekabashaya shem.
I'm
Ungathi uDr. Kumar.
Hey?
speaking of Haaland and the game in the final that he had.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember how much chances that he had. I think it's in total. I remember the save by Onana.
Hey,
That was a
that
brilliant
one.
save, and that scuffed shot that he had. That didn't. That wasn't on target, and that was that.
Yeah,
Mm,
I mean, like, guys, let's be honest. Like, the last month or so, Haaland hasn't been on song. I
yeah.
feel like he hasn't been himself. Like, for me, I expected
I
Haaland to be like a problem. Especially in this particular game. But like, it's crazy how
I,
Inter just
I
sets
think
up and just
since the 31st of March,
yeah.
we haven't really been seeing Haaland. But I think Ukatele, the outlay, he was a machine. He's
Yeah.
put them in a place. He's put his City in a place where I think right now we can safely say they're probably the best club in the world, without a shadow of a doubt. They were
Yeah.
good without Haaland. They were good, but he's just elevated them to the next level where uh, it's I look at it and I think to myself, Guti, this coming transfer window, where is Pep going to? Where is he buying players? Because I
Mm.
look at it, I think he's got plus minus about 17 brilliant players that can walk in any of the top six clubs without a
BT
problem.
in the world.
X, you're not on mute.
Any
Sorry
of the
about
top
that.
6 clubs in the world.
Yeah. So I think he's got where does he go from here? Sure, fine. I get to there's talks of Declan Rice might be joining, but
That's a
where
that's a pop move. If Pep is going for that one, it's a pop move. He's gonna be another Calvin Phillips, which I'm also disappointed in. But that's a pop move, guys. Declan Rice for me, not City caliber. Like I always say, if I'm Declan Rice, I would be heading towards Arsenal if they want me, or even Chelsea. You'll probably fit in more there than
I
anywhere
think
else.
Chelsea. I think Chelsea, the relationship, because Chelsea had the option of buying him or putting up a proper bid in Jan, and promising him things, and I don't think it happened. So, in as much as it's his childhood team, I don't see him coming to Chelsea. But for Arsenal, on the other hand, I think that's a match made in heaven for Arsenal, because he
Yeah,
literally walks in and he elevates them to the next level.
yeah,
I'm sure that they should have Iman unless they decide to be cheap. They've got
Yeah,
Champions League football, of which I think that for him would be, and they're in London. That's the other thing also.
yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true. He's not far from home. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. Because if you
yeah,
look at the City squad that played, I mean, if Maharaz doesn't play in that game, and I know he's playing different positions, but I mean, how do you think Declan Rice would have featured at all in that
Yeah.
game, for example, in a game of that magnitude, where it was very tactical, where Pep needed to get his game plan right, which he got 100%. But yeah, Declan Rice for me won't walk into that City team. So the question is, there's very few players who can, and who are they? For me, if they were to go into the market, you need a Vinny, you need a star man, a Neymar maybe even,
yeah,
who's going to be able to come in and actually add value. Otherwise, everybody else, you're okay with the squad you have, and their squad, they have depth, so squad management is not a problem.
yeah,
Yeah, that's true. And
yeah,
also the spanner in the works in the final was the injury Gaga Kevin in 30th minute. Was it 30th or
yeah,
34th minute?
yeah, yeah,
Um
yeah, around there. Yeah,
Abona there I was like, okay, cool. Abona here, Milan has a chance. But to be honest, there wasn't really much of a change. System wise, Ungenilu Foden and
yeah,
Foden there was a time where Foden was on fire, and I think there was a lull because the fame went into his head. So I think Pep needed to bench him a couple of games, and those couple of games turned into a couple of months. But he stepped up in the final. He had an
Mm.
okay
Mhm.
final, stepping in for Kevin, who I think needs to go right ahead and slaughter a black chicken, because finals are not for him.
yeah. No, indeed, indeed. I know finals are not for him, man. He tends to get injured in the most important games, man. But another thing is, guys, I also want to speak on Inter because for me, I was impressed by Onana's distribution, bro. It just
Mhm.
shows you the importance of having a goalkeeper who knows how to distribute the ball. Because a lot of their attacks or Inter, they all started from Onana's distribution, bro.
Yeah,
And
Mm.
even that save on Foden, I'm not sure if you saw when Foden made that turn, Cruyff turn,
yeah.
and was
What?
Yeah.
one on
Whew.
one, and he
Yeah,
saved it clean. He saw it
yeah.
and he saved it clean, bro. You know, it's
Onana had two brilliant
yeah,
saves. It's that one and
it's
the first half one
yeah,
The
from
Haaland one.
Haaland. Yeah.
yeah,
And a
that
lot of
one, yeah.
people were saying it's like, no, the Haaland one was a fluke. He didn't see it. But he made himself
Big.
big. And then
Mm.
He's
in him being big, he
yeah.
limited the options Haaland had. And that was a
Yeah.
brilliant save. But the Foden one, top
Yo.
notch. Just on Onana, because now I hear that he's linked with the Chelsea.
Mm.
I wouldn't. I don't. In as much as he'd be an upgrade to Ukepa. No. Who's the other
No, Mendy.
keeper? I forgot his name. No, Mendy.
Mendy.
I don't think that should be the focus area at Chelsea right now. Um,
The focus area is the
Keepers.
entire squad, chief. That's the focus area for
Yeah.
Chelsea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we can miss the pass on Onana for now. Get a striker or get that Brighton boy because it looks like Brighton might have put an 80 bar price tag on and I think
On who?
80 bar
Caicedo.
sounds like a lot of money. Yeah, because it sounds like a lot of money, but I would approve.
80
Yes,
bar.
yes. Yes,
I
Yeah.
yes.
don't know,
I mean,
Chief.
my thing is that guys. I mean,
It's
we were
not
talking about this last week. Why can't you just go get Amrabat for 30 bar?
Clean.
Like, I don't get
Clean.
this obsession of getting these expensive ballers, bruh. Like, get
yeah.
someone like that. You've seen him in the World Cup. You saw him against West Ham, and when he was playing for Fiorentina. For me, he was like so solid in protecting the back four. Why don't you just get someone like that who's 26
Yeah.
years old, is in his prime? I mean, 26 is not a bad age to come into the Premier League. He's in his prime, you know, World Cup semi-finalist. It for me, it's a no-brainer, bro. But Tina, especially our clubs, Man United, Chelsea, we always want to go for these creme de la creme ballers. And when I say creme de
Mm.
la creme, I mean from a money standpoint. We know
Yeah.
Rice is fucking expensive. We know Casero is fucking expensive. There are other alternatives out there, bro. And I mean, look at Brighton. Brighton got Caicedo when he was an unknown commodity. You know, I
And right
just
now,
you
and
look at
right
him now.
now,
Yeah, I mean, same thing
and
with
then they go
Basuma. Remember, Basuma was the best player at
Mm.
Brighton, and they sold
Mm.
him and they replaced him quick. You know what I mean? Why
Mm.
can't Nati? We start using models like that. We don't necessarily have to get someone who's well known. At times, you'd be surprised, bro. You'd be surprised at a player who comes from a French league come in
Yeah.
and look wavy,
I'll tell
wavy.
you why. I'll tell you why.
Yeah. Ish.
Our
Yeah.
clubs are deemed the big clubs, right? So there's
Yeah.
no time to rebuild. You've got to come in and hit the ground running. It's like when you're hiring a senior individual, right?
Mm.
You hire them at a premium because the plan is for them to come in and hit the ground running. There's no time to be adapting and
Yeah.
this, that, the other. I mean, look at Casemiro. When he
Yeah.
first came, he didn't have such a good start. And what were the
Yeah.
fans saying? You know,
Vi.
in the
Yeah.
beginning, yeah, there
Mm.
was no time to allow him to build, to settle in, and he quickly realized that, and he settled. Ah, man,
Yeah.
went shot straight to the top, and that's what is expected from our clubs, and that's why we'd not make small investments. So, I mean, if you're gonna spend 80 bar on Caicedo, the expectations are high. For
You
me,
see,
I don't know. I'm not convinced for 80 bar for him.
bro.
I'd rather
I
be
hear you,
Chelsea.
but
If I'm specifically Chelsea, I'd be looking at a Madison, for example, who you've seen, who's already had time to adapt, and maybe even look at spending 50, 60. It makes more
Yeah.
sense there. But to
It's
spend
not
80 on
even
a
that.
Caicedo,
Madison
bro,
is dead cheap, bro. He's relegated.
it
Leicester
looks
are
it
not gonna.
looks it
Yeah,
looks
they're
like
not
it's
gonna
going
regret.
to medicine is going to Spurs by the sound of
Yeah,
things.
well,
But
yeah,
just the other thing on signings.
yeah,
I'm loving the silence in my squad because I think in the last couple of weeks there's been rumors. "Okay, we want to get this, we want to get this, we want to get this player, we want to get this player." But just to be linked with only just one player for each Chelsea and its American owners. For me, I prefer it that way because these guys get excited for no reason. It means either there's a calm head in Pochettino right now where he's identified the players that he wants. It's either I can't get them, but if he can get someone to assist to Enzo in the middle, since Kovacic, Vaya, and the French players has left for Saudi Arabia. So if he can get someone who is solid, I and a striker, but I'm strikers right now are work on the market that are decent strikers.
mm,
Um, yeah, Chelsea should be good. I know this is not about Chelsea, but it's just one of
yeah.
those where the silence around buying players at Chelsea. I'm happy with that right now.
Yeah, 18. We linked with everyone, bro, and that's one thing
Hey,
that
bro,
fucking
we
annoys
linked
me.
with
Yeah,
Mason Mount. That is the worst
linked.
thing. Yes, when I saw
No,
Dude,
that, I was like, man,
that one is solid. By the sounds of things, the formal bid should be going in.
that's a
I don't know
Glazer
what.
signing.
I don't know
For
what they're
me, I
doing.
don't think Ten Hag is. If Ten Hag wants Mount, I don't know what he's thinking, and I don't know what sort of style he wants to implement. Because I mean, I've always thought Ten Hag is a guy who likes holding on to position, and Mount is the polar opposite of a player who holds on to position. He's very good at pressing. He's very good at that. Or maybe he wants us to have depth in the sense that when he comes on, he can offer something.
So
But 70 bar for Mason Mount is for me it doesn't make sense. But it really doesn't.
when you get him, where are you putting him?
I think he's gonna play him as a CM, but higher up. He wants to play with two number eights, apparently. That's what a lot of these.
And then
I also watch
Casemiro protects the
alone,
defense.
which is dangerous because Casemiro is not mobile. You see, if we had Amrabat,
Mm.
yes, Amrabat does that for Fiorentina. He knows how to move. Pero Amrabat can chase down even. He chased down even who's this guy Mbappe, who Amrabat. Like literally, he can keep up with such quick players.
Mm.
I doubt
It
Casemiro can keep up with Mbappe, bro. If Mbappe is
it's
gone,
that
he's
one
gone with
is
Casemiro. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
What's Dida's son? But yeah, that
yeah.
the mount move to Man United as a Chelsea fan, it's puzzling. But I'm more than happy. I'll be more than happy to free up funds.
Man.
Free funds.
Man,
We'll give you guys
uh,
Maguire, guys.
yeah,
Aye,
Maguire.
Mina Maguire. We
aye,
did that. We did that
aye.
with
Mahala.
Tottenham. Mahala,
Ma,
dog. Okay.
mahala, hala,
Because
hala,
Nah, nah,
hala.
apparently
nah, nah.
even Newcastle are in for him with Maguire, which is wild, bro.
I
Like
mean, if
really,
I'm
I
Newcastle, I'll
don't.
take him. Why not? Think about it. Why not?
Oof.
He's got
No,
Champions League experience. Think about it, guys. He's got Champions League
no. But
experience.
the
Again,
problem
it's
is
an English league, so
the
he's got
problem is
the
the
English
salary.
premium behind him. They can afford him, chief. Newcastle can afford
But
No, no,
anybody.
but apparently they
no,
can't
no.
because of
Hold on.
financial fair play, bro.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
Yeah,
get at.
FFP.
Gucci, sure,
Yeah.
fine. They can
Mm,
afford anyone. Like literally, they can afford anyone. But they need to manage right now for them. It's a crucial time in the building phase, in that they need to keep their wages in check. Remember,
mm.
if you look at the history, oil money in Man City, when was it? It was what 2008 when they bought them. They went and they signed Robinho and whatnot, these expensive players. And the project Jakona ibitega, though they won
Yeah.
the league, but the Champions League, they were far, 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 far from it. Up until they decided, okay, cool. Upep is our man that is going to give us glory. And they invested heavily on Upep. But back to the point here in Newcastle, they need to be careful with the wages right now because they could find these imposters of players that come with high wages that are only going to hold the team back.
Mm. I mean, I think you know what Newcastle needs to do. I just think you remember how City when they started getting their guap, they didn't necessarily see at first spend on expensive players. They got Abu Benjani, they got all these Premier League top players in inverted commas, guys like Abu Madison, you know, like that's what they first did, and then they gradually transitioned into getting your Agueros of this world, your Mario Balotellis of this world, your Abu Yaya Torres started coming in, Company as well. Company was from Hamburg. He wasn't even a known player, but look how
Yeah,
things turned
true.
out for him, So for me,
Maguire, what is he on wage wise on your side?
I'm sure it's like
Three,
well
three
over one.
something. Yeah,
Not three,
not
Modise, bro.
three, not
Maybe
three.
like
180, I would
yeah,
say.
Let me
180.
check.
Thank you. Yeah, that's where I also think it is. Yo,
And I
three,
highly
three.
doubt because he's got a couple of years in his contract. I highly
Mm,
doubt if he's going to be moved out, he's going to get a pay cut.
yeah, bon. Exactly. The
He's
one
going on
to
loan, chief. I
yeah,
think he'll leave on loan.
yeah, you want to keep those wages, bro, because 180. No one is gonna give him 180 other than Man
But
United.
when Utenhag, if Utenhag is able to get him out of United. Angizomvuma ngithi nah, uyasifana.
Yeah.
And the board believes in, because I think he's given him the chance. I get no one is gonna come out and say, no, he's being unfair on Maguire. Even English
Unfair.
thingy, they will say, nope, he gave him a chance more than once, and yeah, Maguire drank his chance.
He's fumbled, man. Fuck.
Maguire must just retire. It's time, Chief.
It's too young. How old is he? He's what, 20, 25,
Aye.
26?
We must go get a
No,
job.
he's 30, Maguire. Oh, Maguire. Check,
Sishayile vele. He must
bro.
pull
29,
a
30.
hold on. I'll tell you now.
Yeah, check.
But back to City.
He must pull a Phil Jones.
Now City has put itself on the map, and they've got to try, obviously, retain it. Next year's Pep's last season, I think. And then he doesn't want to renew. Yeah, he says he's not renewing. So I think they'll go all out again. Obviously, now they're going to go for the Club World Cup just for that status.
And Nabo Pesita isn't just a game.
Isn't just a game. And apparently Burnley is after him. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah. Apparently,
then if he goes to Burnley, if he goes to Burnley, Company is a good manager. They were playing good football in the Championship.
Yeah, and Company knows him from Anderlecht just before Percy came back.
And
just
even
before
with
Brighton fetched him. Yeah. Just before Percy came back.
Yeah.
That'll be a brilliant move. So what happens to the Snake Queen fans, the Man City that follow the winning team when Pep is gone 2025?
Well, I don't think you can really break City now, Chief.
Yeah.
I think they've got some. I mean, even under Emmanuel Pellegrini, Chief, they were decent. They weren't a team you can just fumble over. So the building is there. It's gonna take some time.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Real Madrid. They had stability for a while, man, for a long time. Because of clear investment and
structure.
Structure and all that, which City now has. So to break City, Chief, it's like breaking Sundowns, girl. It's gonna take a very long time.
100%. I fully agree. Yeah, boy, there you've hit the nail on the head. You use the perfect team, Sundowns, and Pito has left, and still that team is still solid. Now next season they favorites. Same thing with City. City are still favorites, bro. To even win the Champions League, they favorites.
So Sundowns next season is gonna win the league with 6 months left.
You never know. But even if it's a day, even if it's the last day of the season, a win is a win, Chief. That's
what's going on with the family club on our side? Are we getting a new manager?
I've converted. Support the Sundowns.
Not this Kukune, man.
Whatever. Any team, go. As long as it's
any team,
but Pirates.
Hey,
but
man.
Pirates.
Hey. And I was even telling with Cheese, but Cheese supports Pirates and City, like how much of an achievement it is, for him, Both teams are doing well, from a trophy standpoint. Yeah, he's really celebrating both sides of the coin, whereas, at least what he said, locally with Pirates, I have a few things to brag about. Whereas with United, you can't really brag about the Carabao and finishing third.
I've got nothing to celebrate. Fuck off.
Yeah, you got Carabao, dog. Energy drink cup, down to Red Bull competitor.
No, but Chief, I firmly believe United will have a good season now. I think we're gonna have a decent season now. And you don't think so?
Me, as long as these guys are still in charge. You see, Tina, we desperately need the Qataris to come in, bro, for us.
You want that oil money.
Besides the money, see, I want structure more than anything.
You want the money.
That's what I got. Structure. Fergie didn't spend a lot.
Yeah.
Fergie didn't spend a lot, bro.
But
Fergie had structure behind
gents,
him.
gents. Let's get
Ah,
one thing clear. Let's get one
what?
thing clear. Okay,
What?
we've passed the
Yeah.
stage of having a brilliant manager, pulling a
Mm,
Leicester on us.
I'm talking
Right
about
now, for you to be, hold on, X.
yeah.
For you to win anything of value, in Yogia Dingega, you need the money.
You need both. It's like you married. You can't make Njabulo without your
Mm-hmm.
other your significant other. You
Mm-hmm.
need your significant other to make Njabulo. Am I
Mm-hmm.
right? Same thing
Mm-hmm.
applies.
Because balls are involved. Is that why you chose this guy?
No,
This
you
guy.
see, I understand now. You off ramp, dog. See, Pretoria when we decided to go to
No, because I'm
N1
like wondering how did we get
we hit the
there?
Bucklu interchange. You decided to go
Yeah.
left
No, but
instead of
like I'm
going
like
straight,
wondering
dog.
like where does
No,
like the marriage come
no,
in?
no. I'm just saying
You need a combination of
you
both.
need a
I hear you,
combination
Rick.
of the two, bro.
I
And
hear
the
you.
reason, and that's the reason why I want the Qataris. The Qataris will ensure that they start implementing a strategy, a proper one, because under the Glazers, it's been freestyle. It's been freestyle for the last 10 years, in fact. On
Mm.
and
Mm.
off, not to guess where S comes. Because stage 8 is we're back to stage 2. Times we don't have load shedding out of the blue. At times it's a power outage. That's literally Man United for you, dog. Like it's like that, bro. It's a roller coaster. Mpethu. Our understanding of what's the next move, bruh. Whereas with City, you can
Yeah.
clearly see that they've got direction. And if we don't sort ourselves out, Newcastle are gonna overtake us, and I'd hate for Newcastle to overtake us, or even your
Imagine.
club, in your club is
If we
as
get
much as you
if
guys finished 12, it doesn't mean that your team is up, bro.
Ah,
Your team is
mm,
not. It doesn't, Modisa, bro. I don't
nah,
see
I
Chelsea
think
as
there
a pub
was
team.
no
Yeah,
Chelsea's not a bad team. I think what happened
no,
was the
yeah.
chaos upstairs unsettled
You
a
see,
lot of players.
yeah,
It's almost like it's fine. I won't use this example. Balls are also
yeah,
involved. Um,
yeah.
but once the noise
Mm.
quietens down upstairs, it actually will show on the field.
Yeah.
Just on Chelsea and Man City. So, and it's a stupid idea. City's in for Kovacic.
Yeah.
Calvin Phillips has had a horror show, and Bamtengang 42 million.
Mhm.
Would it be a terrible if he switches allegiance to
No,
Chelsea?
Who wouldn't?
no.
I
Anything
don't
to
think.
save that guy, guys.
Yeah, I don't
And
think
he's also,
Calvin is.
yeah.
Well, yeah.
And he's
You can go
looking
on,
at the
Maurice.
Euros also. So I think he'll jump at such an opportunity. Even for him to even go to a Newcastle, especially now that they're playing Champions League. He
Mm.
would jump at it, man. I mean, again, I mean, City is gonna be tactical. I don't see City spending a lot unless they can get an elite player, but they've got to offload some of these guys that aren't playing. I mean, if I'm Mahrez as well, I'm going, Chief. I'm not starting every game. Yes, I understand there's rotation like in the FA Cup and all of that, but Mahrez should be playing almost week in, week out at any team in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm.
same with Calvin Phillips, go. So hi, if you guys get him, I mean, I wouldn't mind the Calvin Phillips, honestly. And I
Same,
said it
yeah.
before.
Even,
Yeah, he
yeah,
probably won't come because of the Leeds thing, but yeah,
yeah, 100%, man. Like I
Because
fully agree.
no Enzo. I think if he doesn't get injured, because these shoulder injuries of his, yeah, they can hold him down. And I think
they
also
can't.
when players get injured, one of two things happen. You see him fighting to get back. But Phillips, for some reason, I don't know, beginning of the year, he wasn't himself. He wasn't fit. So makes you wonder what's he during him injury corner and whatnot. What was he doing anything? Was he exercising? Because he did look like he picked up quite a bit of weight. Ngathi lama pies
Yeah,
A
ubewadla
lot,
during December.
a
hey,
lot of weight.
dude, he
And
did.
guys, we've also got to understand that this is these people's jobs. So for
Yeah,
him, an injury is a mind fuck. and there's
Yeah.
nobody's
Yep.
fixing that mind fuck, because it's like if you go if you become injured and break your leg, or you're in hospital for 6 months, chief, they have to transition, and somebody has to sort of replace you for that period. How do you come
Yeah.
back to the top without fucking you up mentally, that
Mm.
Mm.
potentially your job is at risk, you're deemed unhealthy, or you're deemed a health hazard, or whatever the case is. And it's the same with him, chief. So yeah, I think he struggled to deal with it. One person who did it pretty well, in my opinion, is always Rashford. I mean,
Mm.
he had a bad season, and he was coming back from injury. And what he did is he had to fix his mental strength. And look at him now,
Mm.
bro. He's popping.
It'll
He's
be
back in
it'll
the
be
English
interesting.
squad, etc.
Mm. It'll be
Exactly.
interesting to get
Mm.
like a professional a professional person to just give us insight on this, because
Mm.
with when your body, I think as in corporate,
Actually,
it's
guys,
not a,
there's someone who I know who's a what again? Who's a physio. I think
yeah, it's fine.
I
So then
should
we'll
I should hit her
have them
up.
as one of the episode, yeah,
Yeah, and it's
because
a female, at
with,
least just to add that thing,
yeah,
What we
yeah.
inclusive. Yeah.
Because as you incorporate in as much as it's dependent on your body to be healthy and whatnot, it's not dependent on your calf being, if you have a calf muscle, you're out for a couple of weeks and whatnot. It will be just interesting to find from a, and it's very easy for us to judge what to know. Just get back to your top, get back to where you were prior to the injury, because the injury
Mm.
does change your body.
Yeah, no,
You
it
don't trust your
does.
body as much as you used to, in that
Mm-hmm.
before you could push it to a certain limit. Now you don't want to go right ahead and get to that limit, so it's almost like you're holding back,
Yeah,
because
another
I'm
example is
injuries not
Pogba. It's Pogba, chief. I mean, injuries
Yeah.
have basically ended his career. His career is kind of
Yeah.
over. We
Yeah, it
we
is.
can say
At the
what we
top
want to say.
level.
His career's done.
Mm.
Mm.
And it's sad, bro, to see
I
him go
think
out that way, bro.
Pogba, he can go to MLS and
Yeah.
call it a day lap, but yeah, you're right, ishayile. Like
Yeah.
Yabona, when it
Yo.
comes to injuries, the one player, the United player that springs to mind is Uhargreaves.
Mm-hmm.
Uhargreaves, I thought he was a brilliant player, but ama
Yeah,
injuries are
really.
busy naye.
I loved him, boy.
Yo,
I
man,
loved
she's so
him.
Hargreaves.
Yeah,
Hargreaves played. He didn't play like he's from England, bro. He played like he's from
yeah.
another country, bro.
From
And
South
he also
But
grew up.
America.
injuries,
And he grew up in Germany anyway. He's from Bayern's academy. If in case you didn't
okay,
Mm.
know,
that makes sense.
even on FIFA, like FIFA 2000 and until now PS2, these guys, we the old generation.
I'd
I
say
used to
two.
like coaching these teams that I don't know. Like Bayern, I never knew as a kid. So I'd see, oh, Hargreaves, bench,
Mm.
academy, 19
And
years old.
The
Yeah.
Arsenal boy naye, who also injuries just like ended his career. Not
Diaby.
Diaby, and the
Not
other one, Wilshire.
Emil Rowe. Oh,
Wilshere.
Jack Wilshere. Ish.
Jack
Hey.
Wilshere, same
Yeah,
story
Jack
now.
Wilshere is a sad
Yeah.
story, bro.
It's also
He's a
sad,
sad
bro.
story.
Sad,
A
dog.
big, big talent.
Mm, I know, and I fully agree with you on that, Modise, bro. What we downplay the human side of things. I mean, we tend to
Mm.
be too hard on these players, bro. But even number 50-50 challenges. I remember no Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw before he broke his leg.
Yeah,
50-50 the Angena chief. Clean. And then he broke his
exactly.
leg. Now he no longer
Ah,
does that shit.
and
Psychologically,
remember, that's
yeah,
one of that was the strain. That was the difference in him. Uguti
yeah.
50-50 again, but like now
Young.
you've taken that's gone now.
It's gone, bro. Now he tends to, you know what I mean? He's very cautious at 50-50 situations because he just takes him back to the day he broke his leg. And of course, he doesn't
Exactly.
want to experience that again. So we also forget that as fans. We tend to be
And
way too
yeah,
hard on our players.
and a lot of us fans remember we
Mm,
again we incorporate all these things. If I break my leg, if I can go to work in crutches. If Luke
yeah,
Shaw has to break any other bone, potentially his
yeah,
career's over. They've got very, very short careers, these
Sure.
guys.
yeah.
Very, very, very short careers, guys. and
Yo,
and
yeah,
and it's important to sustain yourself for as long as possible, and that's why they get so upset when guys baba kapa nan, because it
yeah,
could be a career ending tackle that you're putting there, and clubs must
Sure.
go on, chief. The
Yeah,
clubs must go on. So for me, it's that
yeah,
what happened to Calvin mentally, that he couldn't
yeah.
carry his talent that he carried in the World Cup, in the previous Euros, etc.
and
To
carried it.
City. Yeah,
Mm.
it's the
Mm.
injuries, chief.
Yeah, no, definitely, definitely. Yeah, no, I must hit up my homie
So
and yeah,
let's then have this conversation about the Ballon d'Or.
yeah. No, no, no. Let's end with that, Sile. I want us to talk about the team of the tournament.
Hmm.
I've got it here in
Is
present.
it? Oh, okay, go for it.
Yeah, team of the season rather, not tournament. But yeah, let me just share my screen. Can you men see?
Coming up.
Yeah.
you, Mutisa, you missed it. You heard what he said. Can you men
What?
see? See. Eish.
Ah, no, that is. I wasn't even trying that. But yeah, this is the team of the season, guys. What's your take, guys, on this team? Do you agree? Do you disagree with
Courtois,
certain players?
Courtois, brilliant.
Mm. Yo, you
Um,
guys done
brilliant.
player.
Asimiyekanga ndoda. No, asimiyekanga. Awuthi ngifuna ukuvaya uthini.
Okay, no, 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 no.
Yeah,
I
you
hear
can't
you.
hold him ransom. Sure, fine. With the Russian, the
He's the
grand,
wall.
yeah, we
Uh,
had a Russian father at the time, but if he wants to go, we can't hold him ransom.
yeah,
Uvayile. Uwalker did a number on Vinicius, who
Mm.
I
yeah,
think is probably one of the brightest talent on the wing.
yeah,
Wangeni Walker, old age. What's he? Yay, Wamfaga in the pocket. Remember what
yeah,
Wan Pasaka did to Hazard? That's what
yeah.
Walker did to Vinicius. So that one, yeah. Ruben Diaz been solid. I think the
Yeah.
thing with City, in as much as the City scores goals,
Mm,
City doesn't concede many.
they don't. They
Yeah,
have the best record in the league, in the Champions League this season,
yeah.
as
Mm.
far as goals not conceded. Yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah,
Diaz, yeah, I see him there.
yeah.
Bastoni,
Bastoni.
Bastoni.
Mm,
That's Sika's favorite, Uchiza's favorite
yeah,
player.
he is.
Uh, Hurry. I can't talk much. Honestly, Inter I wasn't paying attention until they reached the
The final.
quarterfinals. So I don't know
Yeah,
group
no, real
stages
talk.
into Bezalanjan. Yeah.
Real talk. I
Stones is a marvel to watch right now. He reminds me, yeah, there was a Stones when he was at Everton, and he scared a lot of people in that he was a defender who was comfortable on the ball, and a lot of people said he was risking things. And what Pep has done is he's taken that. Why forget Benchini for the longest of time so that he can realize Guti he's replaceable in this squad, and he's come out flying.
yeah.
Stones, I rate him right up there. I'll have him probably, top in the final. As I said, top three.
That's my
Rodri,
thing with the Stones pick, Chief. For me, it's more the final than all the other games.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, for me, it's more
yeah,
that. So,
yeah,
team of the tournament, yeah, we have to look at
yeah,
it a little bit differently. But okay,
yeah.
Yeah.
Rodri, brilliant, brilliant. He's Rodri by Munich. I think he had probably one of the best performances I've seen. Rodri stands up, and he's quite tall, but when he stands up, he stands tall, and you can see what you're gonna have a problem passing this. Kevin, I guess Kulume next guy. Silva, yeah. Vinicius,
yeah,
as I
no
said,
doubt.
yeah, no. Haaland, yeah. Ooh, Uncle Benz didn't make it. He's on the bench.
Yeah. Ish, man. It's yeah. I mean,
You moved to Saudi, and we forget about you that quickly.
that's how quick things happen. As soon as you move to Saudi, snandaba about you anymore. You yeah, we just forget about you. But hey, he must enjoy his time there. I mean, he's getting paid serious money there. So
Yeah, Chief,
and as
even
well
me,
he's
I'm cool.
Muslim. Plus yeah, he's also Muslim on top of that. So it's gonna play
Yeah.
a huge role.
But let me throw a spanner in the works, gents. Let's
Yeah,
not forget that Inter made it all the way to the final, regardless of
yeah,
True.
who they faced in between. So for them to have what, two players in
Two
here, I
players.
don't know. I think for me it's a bit shaky.
Uh,
I would throw a span in the works and probably put Onana here.
yeah.
Onana did have a great tournament. He had a great run.
I think
So I would put him in. And again,
Even
yeah, even
Barella as well is also a good shout.
exact. Barella had a good tournament
Barella
as
had
well.
a very good tournament in fit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know for me if I would really have Courtois. Courtois is a brilliant goalkeeper, yes, but he didn't make it to the final, Chief. And
Mm,
at the end of the day, his contribution mattered. It means he conceded a couple of goals, whether it was his fault or not. We've got to address it as such. So for me, I would replace him with Onana. Also, if I look at Stones, for example, the thing is now I need to think who I'd replace him with because
who's
Stones,
that? That
yeah,
that
I mean,
Barella.
I
enter
think
that enter the enter
Barella,
midfield. What's
Yeah.
his name? Is Barella? Yeah.
Yeah.
mm,
Barella's solid, Umpana. Yo, it's just that Italians don't like leaving the league, Umpana. Italians like staying in the league. Look at
You know,
all.
where they gonna get the mama's pasta from?
and
Yeah,
and
yeah,
another thing is guys, I've always been a fan of Uche Grealish.
yeah,
So yeah, I would probably throw him in here as well.
yeah. Parang
Jack had
Sisibeng.
a. I want to Jack, gents. Jack, I'm starting to warm up to him. I think
Yeah,
the
no,
I was very unfair to him as a player in that I let the price tag that ECT pay for him said to Guti how I judge him. I think
Yeah.
Jack has come leap and bounce from his previous team.
See,
He's
Claire,
coming right.
I always say people who thought, and my friends used to banter me, especially during the World Cup, because I said, yes, maybe the price is too high, but Jack is a good player. And I always say, if you watched Jack Grealish at Aston Villa, right,
yeah,
you would have known that Jack is good.
yeah, no,
If you
yeah.
watched him back to back at Aston Villa, you would have
But
known that he will pop.
Villa, he was the go-to guy with we need goals. Who you gonna call?
Yeah,
Uh,
but he could
and
play,
then
guys. He
Yeah,
could
I could
play.
play.
That's the
He passed
thing.
the eye
He
test.
Yeah, he could play, boy.
Mm,
And if you're passing as you call it, the eye test at that level,
mm.
it's like I don't know who to give you an example. It's like yeah, but for me, Jack, I've always said, Jack is gonna pop. Now all those people that were attacking Jack are like, yeah, okay, here's
Mm-hmm.
Jack.
Namia
no,
also
no,
probably.
I was unfair, and I think also there's also that aspect to see. We always seem to judge these players with the price tag that they get bought or sold for.
And
It's not the
and
player's fault if we're being
yeah,
honest.
it isn't. But as well, Sitle, and it's understandable for you to judge them and hold them to that high regard. I mean, 100 million pound. Come on, dog. 100 million pounds is a lot of money, dog. So you'd expect a player to hit the ground running if they are
Yeah,
being bought by that much. That's the reason why I always say it's always safer to go for guys like Abu Amrabat. There's no
Eh,
pressure on the player when they come in.
uyamfuna
Yeah,
this
I want him at
Amrabat player.
United. I want Sophia
Are
Amrabat
they?
at United. Yeah, when we in for
But
everyone,
it looks
dog.
like you.
We
No,
in for
man, you are
everyone,
going
dog.
for you are fighting with the Newcastle for that Min Jin Kim from
Yeah,
Napoli.
that's a centre back though. Amrabat is
Yeah.
the
No,
holiest
but I'm
left
saying,
number
Wuti,
eight.
I haven't seen anything about a midfielder that you're linked to.
Well, we did of course make inquiries for him, but of course, Tina Man United, we will always be in for everyone, dog. We the type of dude in varsity who has a crush on every single hand, but does not get anyone at the end of the day. That's
yeah, I
pretty
was
much
temp.
us. As you see, we can't see the deal quick. We're not fast. We're slow at sealing shit. We're not like a city who, when they meet a hand, chucks. City, when they're interested in a player, they're interested in them for a day. Following day, it's medicals. After medicals, it's set. Young tall. It's like Chelsea.
Even Chelsea
Chelsea
sometimes.
Yeah,
under
I was about to
Abramovich,
say,
but under
yeah, I was about to
Abramovich,
say, it's Chelsea when it
yeah,
comes
under
to
Abramovich,
securing.
yeah. Nah,
I mean, if we look at all
Ugati,
the
that
players United
Ugati
lost,
guy.
Chief.
Yeah, you
I mean,
see,
we lost to Thiago
mm,
when he went to Bayern. Hazard, he was coming to us. John Obi Mikel, I can go back,
yeah,
Chief.
but we go
All
Oh,
these,
back.
ask
ah,
ask ask
Ronaldinho.
ask ask Spurs about Chelsea when it comes to stealing players. Who think he was on his way to do his medical?
yeah,
Who's the guy who
William,
was at Fulham? Oh,
William,
William, yeah. He
William.
William,
was
you
he
see.
was on the bus, so he was on his quantum to go and do his medical at
On a
at
quantum, not
Ngafika
a
iViano
trailer.
ntanga. Ngafika
Um,
iLansinamba iV12 eViano la boy.
trailer guys.
Yathi
yafika
yathi
efinca yamthatha yathi
iyamthatha kahle. Imoto ene-fridge phakathi.
Yamlande Airport. That's how come. Where
Yamlande
you
Airport.
going? There. No,
Yazi.
wrong side of London. This way.
Yeah, wrong
Mm.
side, chief, you know.
But let's speak
Yeah.
about Arsenal. What do we expect from Arsenal? I mean, they had a good run. They've created an
Mm.
expectation for the long depressed fan. What do we
Mm.
expect from them in the transfer market?
Well, with me, I think they're gonna. I don't think Arsenal are gonna be dope next season only because fixtures are now gonna increase. Fortunately, with our coach, we managed to. It's you also need to play all these fixtures
Yeah,
with these Savannah, especially if you are in the Champions League. You need to go for everything. You know,
yeah,
you can't just make Champions League and just be there just to make up the numbers. You have to go in there
yeah.
to try and win it. And I don't think Arsenal will cope with having more fixtures. Yeah, well, whereas I think we will cope in the sense that we have that experience. It's just that
Experience.
we, yeah, we just need to add more to our squad. You know, we really have to add more. But with Arsenal next season, it's gonna be hectic, bro. I don't think that they'll even finish second next season. It's gonna be even more tougher. They're
nah.
gonna,
I think
yeah,
I lost you. I lost you guys there. So at
yeah,
the conversation around the Arsenal, my view on the Arsenal right
mm-hmm,
now is they need to get the excitement back into Arsenal because I think fumbling the bag might have caused the morale to be low within the
mm,
fans, also within the team, the squad itself. So how they solve this is two simple things. One, get a marquee signing which is going to be like a statement signing to like, yo, we are Arsenal, whether it be like a 90 bar for Declan Rice or whatever. Two, if bench Arsenal is weak. Right now, if
mm,
City has got 17 players who I think walk in at Arsenal or walk in any of the top six
yeah,
teams. So if what's it, I keep on forgetting his name,
Arteta.
the manager at Arsenal,
Arteta,
who Arteta, if he can boost up a bench, I know what the philosophy is these young players that are up and coming, but he needs to find that balance of having um, uh, squad depth that is mature. That when things are not going your way, when you've been found, which this is how you play, they offer something different, and I don't think they have that in them. So if they can get a
yeah,
marquee signing in the middle, Declan Rice, and work on their squad depth, I think
I
then
mean,
they
for
should
me,
be good.
I think having worked with a guy like Pep, I expect Arteta to be smart. And I expect him to know what is required for tournaments like the Champions League. And
mm-hmm,
also looking at the direction football's heading on, in Arsenal would want to be back in the fold of a lot of these things, so that when these super leagues are discussed, he's part of it. And that for me just basically means he should clearly see what he needs, which is experience and a lot of
yeah,
experience. And I think that's why he took the step with a player like Jorginho. His hope
yeah,
was that he would secure the league there. So I think he'll make some key moves. He's got the relationship with Man City. I think he'll get another one or two players from there. I don't know how their budget looks because remember they've got to afford
yeah.
to pay these people the salaries. and these City guys on skyrocket paychecks, etc., etc. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's where I see Arsenal. Do I see them second? No, but I see them top four again. Um, I see Newcastle out of the top four this time.
Mm-hmm.
With
Yeah.
Liverpool coming back, so it's gonna be an interesting transfer market. I also just bringing it back home to United. I need us to get a marquee signing now, like Van I want Neymar at United. I
But
do.
you can't with the Glazers in charge, dog, guys.
Oh, I want to
You.
Neymar at
That's why
United.
I
I
need him. But
really,
well, as
really
soon
do.
as we get, you see, for me the biggest transfer is the Saudis, or Qataris, because once we get those guys, players like Abo Neymar, and then even next season we can even go in for Mbappe just to flex on ninjas. Because Tina, for the difference between us and the rest of the
Ah,
ninjas in the league, the difference between our team and the rest of the other teams is that from a revenue standpoint, dog, we've got the most fans. It's Petit Asia yonke. So you can imagine the China buying China. Bye-bye. And
Bathenga
okay,
ama-t-shirt
majority of
bomb.
them are supporting
that
Man United
I'm not
alone.
gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Yabona,
Yeah,
if you can pull Neymar, in as much as
Singapore.
Neymar, yeah, yabona, if you can pull him, and the
Tanga,
excitement around Man United,
we're
it
gonna
will
be
be
that
a
guys.
frenzy. It will be
I,
a
I
frenzy.
I think we'll get him. Something tells
But
me
we
something
need
will
the
get
Saudis for that, bro. Because best believe Qataris rather. Best believe if we get those guys, but now we'll be moving recklessly,
So
dog. We're gonna be that thing at the club, bro.
him. We're
so
gonna
Senzakani,
see
if
Liz
Senzakani.
and just pop
What's that?
man.
What's that? Now what's that?
so
What's that? We'll be moving crazy, dog.
But the
Udomezwa.
Qataris must also come to the family business, man, and buy
They
40%
will.
locally.
Our
Yeah,
stadium,
local.
our stadium's gonna change. Our toilets, we're no longer gonna be the old school toilets. Phela thina ama-toilets wethi la ngiwaphesayo Modise mfethu mawuceda ukushayisa
They don't auto
isikhala.
flash.
Wavula
But
ntanga
That's
another
not
ishi
player that
jacuzzi.
asina jacuzzi mfethu yazi sakhe zendishini Vascom boy.
The naturena in
Eh,
a jacuzzi, girl.
yazi
Naturena
dog.
in a jacuzzi.
Man United. No Wi-Fi, dog. Melu logo shabo star 140 star dog. Mawufana nama-airtime stadium.
You have
Futhi,
less than 3 rand.
but is dog. I
so
I met you man.
so yes
Fuck.
so here's what
Yeah.
just back
Yeah.
on Arsenal.
Yeah.
Gundogan, if he goes to Arsenal, does he make
Ay,
them a top
Gundogan
two?
is star. Gundogan, mina
Gundogan is a
ngibiza
player,
uGundwan
bro.
star
Yeah,
lento.
he's a star.
Star,
Gundogan.
girl. Star.
That he would these young kids that are coming out, he would get the best
Hey,
out of them.
do you
He's a star
remember
player.
Gundwani and Mkhitaryan's combination at Bayern?
At
Bundesliga.
Dortmund.
At Dortmund,
At
sorry.
Dortmund.
Yo,
Mm.
And they were insane,
hi,
bro.
That when
hi.
I'm honestly thinking with Gundogan, if utufuna
Mm,
300 or 400 or whatever from Arsenal, sure fine, he's over 30. Hayi
yeah.
ndoda, bhatala ndoda. Because these kids, the captain of theirs, Saka, Star
Mm,
Boy, the Brazilian, these guys can learn a lot from a player like Gundogan.
Yeke Lusaka. Yeah,
yeah.
at least you can't. Yeke Lusaka. I leave Saka out of this conversation. My
No, I'm
19-year-old that
saying
can play like that. A
nah.
19-year-old that can play like that.
No, but like having
See,
a midfielder who distributes like Ukundo, that can read play like Ukundo, that can understand
mm,
who's okay, this is what's needed right now. I think these young players would learn a lot.
Go, Yegela Nusaka. Okay, Gundo can go. Mara Yegela Nusaka.
So
Saka
if
goes through a lot and he
and
still overperforms. He
so
still overperforms.
if Ukundo, I suppose it is, if Ukundo moves to Arsenal, does he? Because you said they finished top four. Do they move
Mhm.
up to you?
Yeah, yeah,
mm.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No doubt. Easily,
Yeah.
Sitle. easily. They
Yeah.
can even retain this number 2 spot. So it would mean if they're retaining number 2, United number 1, Arsenal number 2, City number 3, Liverpool number 4.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
best club in the world is going to be number 3 to Man United because
Why not?
Neymar.
Chief, at
Tengo
some point
Neymar.
we must break this thing. And I think the way if Ten Hag is smart in this transfer, also with what X is saying about the Qatari money, etc., we can build Cow and continue what we started. Concede less goals. I would even take Onana X. Let's throw it in.
Yeah.
Bring
The
Onana to
goalkeeper.
United.
Yeah. Same
Yeah,
here,
bring him to
dog.
United. Bench
What the hell?
David. His time's done now.
Yeah, it
But
is. It is.
once David has competition, he's the best in the
That's
in
fine.
the,
Now
in
that's what
the
is
world.
needed, Modisa. Dog. We need to be like City, dog. Star for star. When City make a substitution, they putting on a star player. They're not putting
Yeah,
in
that's what
any
we need.
average baller. So that's what we need. We
He's
need
gonna
to
first.
compete with
Oh,
City. I mean, I'm sick and tired of our club not taking City's dominance seriously, dog. It needs to
Exactly, and
end.
I think
We
and
need to
and I
fight
think we can
for
we
it.
can even send
Mm.
Utoni, your boy ex Utoni, to Arsenal. He can
Yeah,
play.
yeah. And not
Yeah,
even
he can.
Arsenal. Oh, Tony
since
Mela,
since since we're talking about transfers that might not happen or wishful thinking. Vuga in the morning that I check the transfers, but Frank De Jong looks to be in chat in talks with the Chelsea. Ish no tang jablanga
Aye,
kanje.
Yes,
aye,
yes.
for
Don't lie.
Frankie.
Don't
Abraham
fucking lie.
Frankie. I hope he
I,
fails.
no, no, Modise,
You sound
bro.
like a Peter. You sound like a Peter X now.
Ay, chief.
Hayi
No
sikathele
way.
samncenga ex samncenga
Yeah.
uFrankie
I know, dude.
samncenga kawu
He wants to see the Qataris.
samncenga hayi
Well,
samncenga hayi kawu
oh,
I
Frankie,
don't
man.
want him in my
Mina, yabona if we'd get a Frankie dog, I would be over the moon
hayi
because
I
he
You
wouldn't
you'd forgive him.
he's
You'd
gonna
forgive
think
him for all the
he's gonna
past
think he
things.
owns our club
Yeah.
kawu hayi
Yeah, that's why we need
simncengile uFrankie
Qatari. But
hayi simncengile hayi he must
angithi
fall
khona Ten Hag. Ten Hag will tell him, Mntwana yam, relax, calm down, bro. Because dog, we
uzothi you
need
mustn't push wena man wena yes. I mean, Ofrenki Gao, to be honest, he's a brilliant player, can
yeah,
add value to our team,
a
etc.,
lot.
etc. But I mean,
But
angkrent, Gao. Angkrent. Gao,
hey,
angthanda
gents,
ukucenga
this
umuntu as if he's the
and,
only
and
one
it's
that can
it's an
come
assassin for
in.
hire.
Aye,
Yeah,
aye,
yeah,
Gao,
yeah,
aye, Gao.
yeah.
I always say to people at work that if you're gonna beg somebody like this and make them feel like they're on the pedestal, are you really gonna get as much value as you anticipate?
No.
Reality is maybe if we get an Amrabat, as you mentioned,
Mhm.
he can come in and want to put his name on the map and want to play for United. Mind you, Frankie knows United has begged him. He knows. So he comes
Mm.
in, he demands the salary he wants, we give him. He demands this and that in his contract, we give him
Yeah.
everything. He comes back, he performs like Richarlison.
Eish. Flop of the season. Hey, that
You
one.
understand, go. You
Mm.
Yeah.
understand, go. So for me, if you have a disgruntled person, don't bring
Yeah.
them. If you have a
Yeah.
disgruntled employee, let them go. If they want to go, go,
Yeah.
go. Yeah. But anyway,
Yeah, but anyway,
Elendo.
man. Yeah,
yeah.
Palindo and
So
closing.
As as Kulumengai. So Motisa, who in the city side deserves the award?
two players, one of two players. It's obvious.
Uh,
Abalungu bet. The one,
yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
Alpino Abalungu. Nara.
Ah, come on, what you say?
Eh. No,
Nah,
but like on a serious
yeah.
note, if it was up to me, KDB, no doubt. He's been consistent for so many years now, so many
Yeah.
years. But
Mm,
reality, if we put reality into play, I'd give it to
mm,
Haaland. Now, 52 goals in
yeah.
53
That's a
games,
machine. That's a machine.
36 goals, 35 goals in 36 Premier League appearances. Come on,
12 goals in the Champions League.
come
Yeah.
The
on,
closest player was
Yeah.
8.
come
And
on,
and
go.
another thing, guys, there's still other big cups like your Super Cup. I think UEFA Super Cup is also
Club
another
World
big
Cup.
one. There's Club World Cup.
Club World Cup,
Nami,
yeah.
I'm leaning towards Namo Haaland. You know, his numbers are ridiculous, bro. They are
Yeah,
ridiculous,
even
and he's only 22.
I fuck with Kevin. But yeah, you guys are right. And Kevin, weird thing. I think I've mentioned this before. Kevin has never won Player of the Month,
Yeah, you did mention.
so
But
he can forget
Mm,
about Player of the Year.
yeah.
I
So yeah,
also want to address
He's
this.
not
I
gonna
mean,
get it.
they had the
Mm,
same conversation on radio this morning on my way to work. And
mm.
guys, we're still talking about the World Cup winner. Oh,
Messi. Yeah, that
What
Inter
else has he done?
Miami.
What else has he done? I mean,
Mm,
Luka Modric won it, he hadn't won the World Cup. He came second.
mm.
He won. He didn't. He came second. So what makes us think that because you won the World Cup, you deserve it?
Yeah,
Hayi,
angithi
sizobona
it's Messi.
sizobona bese kupakishwa ndoda.
Hayi ka
He's
uyayithenga
the
uMessi le cup. Kusho ukuthi
yeah.
uyayithenga ngoba
Athi
angeke ka.
uyayithenga.
I'm sorry
Oh,
ka. I
yeah,
am
just like
sorry.
how people are buying what again the blue tick on Twitter, the blue check.
Exactly. And
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
someone said, even Mbappe. Guys, what
Uh,
has Mbappe done?
Yeah,
hey
What
man.
has Mbappe done? We have a kid
yeah.
who scored 52 goals in 53 games.
Mm-hmm. Treble on top of
But
it.
Treble.
here's an offside player. Here's an offside player that you might want to look at. Ooh, the Argentinian. Ooh, Alvarez.
He was
Uh,
Alvarez.
benched, go. He's a super sub.
No,
Yeah, the minutes. We must look at the
Oli kona
minutes.
soul shine,
I
Fitz.
must.
Oli kona soul shine.
At,
Yeah,
Go
he's a
into
super
private
sub.
school.
this boy won the treble, won the World Cup, and
Super sub.
his season, yeah, okay, 21 starts, 17 goals.
Mm,
Super sub.
that's a very good return. Yeah,
I wonder if
yeah,
Chelsea right now would bite your hand for a striker who can give you those returns.
yeah. I know Alvarez is clinical, and
You
he's
guys have Lukaku. Nungawari.
yeah. And
Okay,
Pete
man.
Lukaku, man.
I was
Yeah,
thinking
Hey,
about
Pitu
defend.
Lukaku.
I was thinking
no,
about defend.
yeah.
But I'm surprised
Hey,
we didn't even discuss that miss. Mara,
ah,
fair guys. That guy's a
Ah,
I,
no,
striker,
that
guys. Let's not forget he's a number 9. And I
no,
always
no,
tell
no.
you guys, he's a number 9. He's not he's not a 6 that can make such mistakes. Go. He's a number 9, which means his job is one thing,
Put the
to
ball at the
score
back of the net.
goals.
yeah.
Hey, guys, must mean Lukaku. Ngantshela kudala ukuthi that guy must just go now to Saudi Arabia, retire, adle imali, have a
Uh-huh.
grand.
I put to make the stallion
Hey,
okay.
I was
Then I
about
get
to
Uyabo,
say, umake
Poppy.
bavaye naye be-Saudi.
Yeah, Poppy
uyabo.
the pelada. So I trend
Bangadubula
and I say
abantu,
USA.
Ugibela
bangadubula.
mash. Ugibela mash. But
No guns
Yeah.
involved. As long as no guns are involved. Good one, still here. So
Stanley,
yeah,
Danko. I know chance. I know. I think hey, we've gone over, man. Like an hour and 2 minutes is it's relatively long.
oh, Chief, we
hey,
need to have
gents,
2 hour sessions. I have a lot to say about these players.
Oh man. Can
ukwatile. And
yeah.
Ah,
ukhumbule ukuthi sisazoba ne-drought
Mm,
yokubukana ne-Audi Cup.
hey,
Audi Cup,
dude.
so bukana nabo the river, Nanda,
This is a
nabo Cocomelon,
yeah.
Abo-Gqeberha.
Go,
Hey,
go. Abu,
yeah.
what are they watching now? Strola Song. I was watching it yesterday. What's happening on this show, bro?
What is that about now?
Chief, it's
Yes.
some weird ass show, but we need sport, go. I even watched the
Yeah.
Roland Garros to the end. We need
Yeah.
sport to come back, go.
I know you're right.
We
And
need
shout
sport
outs to
to come back.
Djokovic, man. Hashtag 23. And we're not talking
Living,
about Michael Jordan.
living legend, Djokovic.
Yeah.
If
I know
anybody's gonna
Injaki.
come and say Roger and guys, I'm a Federer fan from day
Yeah.
one. We can't speak
Likewise.
about Abu Roger and Abu Natal anymore. We
Mm,
can't. We can't. But
100%.
let's leave it there.
Yeah. I know. Gents, thank you so much for availing yourselves. Like, much appreciated, you know. This was a very interesting show, very dope show. Please avail yourself more, Modise.
No,
And fix your
I'm going
camera,
to.
Yeah,
fix your camera.
and
Skhathele
fix your
LinkedIn
camera.
profile picture yakho.
Hey, Kawa, I need to fix
Yeah,
it before tomorrow. Siyakhala phela ngo-9, yazi. Before
yeah.
ama-credit cards aqala.
Hey,
Now I
Vince.
must be explaining
Hey,
to
I
management.
work well
Yeah.
under pressure. Papa is under
Hey,
yeah.
pressure.
hey. Yeah, mara-credit cards.
But thank you so much. There's that. Guys, please like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel. This is Easy Sports, and we out. Peace.
Cool.
Peace.
See.
Away.